Hi Tauruses, welcome to my channel. My name is Bella and most people know me as Bella the Secret Psychic. This is your love horoscope for April 2018. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Do hope that you are well. Love to hear from you all. So if you like this video, do like, do share, do comment. All the links to me, knowing about me, my private readings, my Facebook page where I give free daily live readings, all the links to all of that just down below, guys. So do check it out. If you're watching me for the first time, how I do my readings, I'm a psychic, so I work with energies. I also work with the help of my spirit guides, which is how I do most of my readings also too. So a little bit different than a card reading, but it still gives you a tone of what to expect, basically. So, for those of you who know, I do like to jump right in, and I only ever do one take, so sorry if you can hear the dogs bark or the door goes or something like that. It's just as it is. I only ever do these in one takes because they're not pre-scripted, if that makes sense. So when it comes to your love life for April, what my guides are saying here is that you need to realize that there is nothing lacking in your world. And I can understand why they say that, because we are in retrograde energy until the 15th. So that's Mercury retrograde. And we did have a bit of Jupiter retrograde also going on for several months. But we are in a Mercury retrograde, which often magnifies our anxieties. Now, it mainly did that for most star signs in March, but we still have it until the 15th. So for some of you, I get to, particularly in the first week, but I don't think it lasts any longer than that, because then the energy starts to shift into the more positive, is that some of you are very much focusing on the lack of what you don't have in when it comes to your love life. So it could be the lack of anybody there being there at all because you're single, or it could be that you're in a connection and you're still feeling like there's lack, like they're distant from you, that they've separated themselves out, that maybe they're selfish, all that kind of stuff. If you're looking at a relationship with an ex-partner that you're having hopes with reconnecting with, it just feels like lack. Then there's no movement, there's no nothing. Like there's a real focus on you that things are delaying, or that there's lack, and that you really feel like you want to tell somebody off or shout at the universe a little bit. I would say here, definitely, nobody should really date any new people in a retrograde anyway, because it never lasts. But I think that if any of you are single and you might find yourself a little bit more abrupt with people than you normally are, which is very unlike you. Or maybe not, maybe the bullish side comes out a little bit more. But I just get here that you don't want to suffer as a fool, or you think that because you're feeling this lack in a connection that you're feeling a bit foolish. I can tell you now, it's the exaggeration of this Mercury energy. It's definitely needed to kind of get you to think, oh, is this okay for me? What can I do to change things? Should I walk away or should I fix things? But overall, what my guides are saying here is, when you realize that there is nothing to lack, the world then belongs to you. It's quite a low vibrational place to be in also. So be content with what you have and rejoice in the way that things are. So there's a real emphasis to find the gratitude in your circumstances, to focus on what is working well and to be grateful for that than the lack. Because the more we think, the more on what we think about, the more of that we get. So for example, the more we're grateful for, the universe gives us more things to be grateful for. If we are focusing on lack, then the universe thinks, wow, that person wants more lack because they keep thinking about it. There is an element, like I said, to be content with what you have, because it's not as bad and is being overly exaggerated because of the retrograde energy. And that you have choice. So if you truly believe that it is that bad, make the choice that's right for you, that you're not going to allow other people to have that experiences. You can do this. I feel like some of you want to hide away under a tunnel a little bit, but particularly the first week. But by the by, if you're single in the second week, even though you shouldn't really date, I think you can line people up, because I do hear many choices for you. Like there's a lot of attention on you and who you are. So I think you can line up some dates for the following 2 weeks. But there's lots of choices around you. I'm also getting here that particularly for Taurus's fire signs in particular would be a good match for you moving forward in this month also as well. Those are really good choices. Really good choices. In the third week, I want to add on to that and air signs as well. Air signs as well, because I'm getting a lot of positivity and things moving so much more positively, because the energy and that kind of lack shifts away from your mindset. So even if you ignore the first part of what I said in this video, it shifts naturally anyway by itself, but you start to see the connection that you want with somebody or already have with somebody just starts to vastly improve. I think that what the retrograde is trying to do for you guys is to try to give you a different perspective, to get to this place where you are content with you and how you lift your own experiences yourself and not necessarily relying on the other person. And I've said this probably in at least 4 videos. Don't lower yourself to somebody else's vibration. Raise it and let them come to you, and then you have a better connection. And it's the same thing. When you start to be content and grateful, it all flows better. And I get fire signs and air signs, Sagittarius for you guys, but also I would say Libras also as the most dominant of those signs really move in a really better, good direction. I get here that one of the things for some of you Tauruses is about the way that somebody communicates with you, that you want them to stop being so shifting the blame, or so cutting, or so maybe arrogant with their viewpoints. You want them to soften or to listen more. That also improves and comes. But again, it comes from how you are cognitively projecting that also in terms of your belief system that they can actually change. So do focus on what they do very, very well, and the rest will follow, because then how you communicate them to get that to the right place helps. So I hope that's making sense. I do get here that there's a lot more generosity given both ways. The balance is much better also, in terms of it feeling one-sided or that you're lacking and they're gaining. That is brought back into play. And I get here that there's lots of, like I get, particularly for some of you, there are lots of very detailed, specific projects, I kind of want to say, that you kind of both work on. So that could be, if you're in a long-term relationship, you may decide that you're finally going to build that conservatory, and so you then plan it. Or it could be as simple as you're both going to plan a holiday with your new beau that you've just met. Or, you know, or it could be you're sorting out the next 10 date nights. Whatever this is, there is future planning that gives you a sense of security, because we feel less secure in a connection if we don't feel like what's going to happen tomorrow. We have it's uncertain, you know, in terms of the direction it's heading. There's lots of that, but if it was quite unique and quite specific to your connection with that person, it could be planning to go hiking, festivals, whatever it is. So at this time, I guess very similar to Cancerians that I just recently done as well. You know, you are a little bit in control of what you're manifesting. Be content with what you have, and do not focus on what you're lacking, because the whole world does belong to you at this time. You can make many things happen very, very positively. Be aware that it's the energies that are around us. Be aware that particularly your relationships will be flowing a lot quicker, but particularly if they are fire signs and air signs, they move so much more positively than you were expecting. So again, if you're single, those would be the signs that I'd be suggesting that you gravitate towards as well. So anyway, I do hope that that's helpful. Please join me again next month for some more general guidance. And again, if you'd like to understand something a little bit more specifically that's going on for you, I'm very happy to help. And all the links to me and my private readings are just down below. So you take care, and you all have an amazing